starting later than I wanted to for today, especially since I got the day off. But I had food to eat and chores to do that involve grocery shopping. So, hoi hoi. We grabbed everything already. So, let's see. What's the point of interest?
It's about time.
But I'm gonna check over here first. What's the hangar? Hangar A1, except it says 111. Okay. Bunch of aristocrats over here. There's a driving us up the wall.
A new challenge for me?
I want to go this far. Bureaucrats. I think I might have gone this far. Just didn't actually talk to anyone. That's fine. Alright, who are we going to talk to? It's all mapped out. Wrong one. Alright, there we go. Opticon. There we go. Tall, hunched tech priest stares at you unblinkingly. Breathing mask conceals his gaunt features. The skin on his hand is of a sickly grey hue. While his augments show signs of combat damage and are plated in black chromium, giving him a general air of lugubriousness. I've got no idea what the fuck that means. Initiating identification procedure. This unit is defined as Logis Opticon 22 and is a fully authorized representative structural part of the Cognizance fleets and the priesthood of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Access has been granted to the following options: information exchange, strengthening of diplomatic links, trade deals, donations. Initiating official greeting procedure for esteemed high-value visitors. Glory, success, to House von Valencius. A binaric aria begins to flow from the scratched box attached to the tech priest's chest. Requesting information exchange regarding contractual obligation Logisticar Theta. Pascal and Opticon 22 exchange glances in a short series of binaric signals before bowing their heads in satisfaction. Opticon 22's head bows noticeably lower than Pascal's. What is Logisticar Theta? On the contractual obligation question 34.761 teraseconds ago, the Explorator Cognizance fleet received from representative authorized units of the Von Valentius dynasty a volume of high-grade promethium equal to the fuel capacity of 6 Tentellian void tankers. Received it and then didn't pay. Compensate. Remunerate. Settle accounts. Should I go on, or is that enough synonyms? The stipulated payment reciprocal offering from the Cognizance fleet can be made to Von Valencia's assets at the current time, after which the contractual obligation will be fulfilled. But archived. Confirm your status regarding acceptance of the payment reciprocal offering. You waited 30 years. I confirm I'm willing to accept payment. What payment can I expect? Universal Mobile Orbital Deployment Extracticums, Astra Aerator Processing Complexes. The quantity stipulated in the contractual obligation. Each unit has undergone a cycle of maintenance, liturgies, and has been assessed for conformance to the sacred standard template construct. Great creations of the Omnissiah, blessed be his beneficence, which is bestowed upon these complexes industrial might and a full cycle of reproduction and life support. I confirm. The request is accepted. The sacred machines will be loaded into the hold of your vessel. Contractual obligation Logisticar Theta is concluded. The Cognizance fleet thanks House Von Valencias for its cooperation. I want to make a trade deal. Oh! Deflection. These gloves allow the wearer to parry melee attacks with a ranged weapon using ballistic skill instead of weapon skill. Oh, nice. I do want it. Ten to 16. Oh, it's a two-handy. What about this? And it's also two-handy. What is it? Weber? I don't know what a Weber is. Will to live. No, watch medkit. Oh, that's what it does. Targeting power axe. Don't need heretic bullshit. Oh, nice! I'm almost at level 20 for my profit factors. Nice. Except I won't get anything until I'm level like 30 at most. Much of anything. At least from these guys. I seek friendship of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Priest of the Adeptus Mechanicus is interested and considers expeditious cooperation with rogue traders. Under the terms of the Treaty of Mars, it is willing to provide services to Von Valentius dynasty. Priority of service tasks can be raised if diplomatic links are strengthened. The Cognizance fleet will be glad, alternative unavailable, to accept any samples of sacred technology, samples of profane xenotech, miscellaneous items, reminders, storage, study, and or disposal of the aforementioned objects will, with the exception of 3 miscellaneous items, is the preferential right of the Adeptus Mechanicus. An explorer to his fleet will also accept information about planets in the Cronus expanse that have not previously been recorded in the planetary register. Are you interested in that heresy? The fleet finds it reasonable to believes that forbidden knowledge in the hands of the laity causes destruction and violations that go against the omniscience will. Weakness of mind and will unleashes xeno-heresy, which consumes the laity whole. An example that demonstrates the outline pattern, void station of the system of Langren's belt, according to the data available to the Cognizance fleet. The heretics on the station have trade relations with Xenos for the sake of obtaining dangerous and pernicious technology. The destruction of these heretics is of high priority, but not high enough to demand immediate action. That did not tell me anything. Omnifaceted study of the Cronus expanse is the sacred mission, operational objective. The Cognizance fleet. Information about the planets and star systems of the Cronus expanse must will be compiled, studied, and transferred to the holy repositories of Mars upon completion of the Great March of Exploration mission. This process increases the totality of knowledge and increases the totality of ignorance in the universe. Some questions. Were you here and not say at the Legis Palace? Prolonged communication with the lay people of high social standing causes this unit vexation, desire for forceful cessation of vital functions, grief, decline in motivation, righteous fury, willingness to initiate purity protocol. Remaining in an area of repair and maintenance of sacred machines is beneficial to this unit's cognitive functions. The statement is true. Behavioral dynamics typical of late groups are frequently devoid of logical patterns, or taxing to analyze. Okay. Let's take my leave.
Follow my lead! I won't tolerate weakness.
To the rest of Footfall. That's funny. I've been thirsty all day. It's been warm outside. Speaking of which, okay. She's enjoying her sunbathing. I won't press her.
I am forever astonished that Reverend Hieronymus makes do with that shoebox of a chapel in the atrium for his sermons. Footfall has several temples, far more befitting his status.
The Drusians are a unique order. They teach people to be content with little, and they follow that principle themselves.
Excellence matters.
These columns appear here back when the station was founded, when it was assumed that Footfall would become a wondrous palace in the stars.
Victory
Wow.
awaits!
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
There's so many quote-unquote pilgrims.
I rise to the occasion.
Ho ho. Nice.
It's about time.
The whispers told me
Numerous
how.
wounds and injuries indicate that this was particularly a brutal murder. The letters A and V are carved into the victim's shoulder blade. Oh! Okay.
A new challenge for me.
Operation
The buzzing crowd has closed in on several harried-looking individuals. Some of their faces are smeared with fresh blood. Angry cries and twisted faces leave no doubt a massacre is about to take place. Just cut their throats already! What were they thinking letting that ship dock at Footfall? They're all stricken. No, cutting. We get their blood on us, we'll be tainted too. Better burn them. Be quiet, you scoundrel! A priest clad in a simple black raiment cuts through the crowd like a void ship crossing the sky. You dare pass judgment on others? What arrogance do you think you have the right? Argenta starts at the sight of the elderly priest. That's Reverend Hieronymus. I'm surprised he's decided to intervene in a street squabble. Margin silence. Reverend, but these are heretics. Real heretics. Their whole planet is plagued. Folks say they all died over there, and why is that, huh? Because they're heretics and the Emperor punished them. We're no heretics. One of the people surrounded by the crowd raises his chin. We ran from the heretics, barely escaped with our lives. There was no plague on our planet, only the arch enemy's minions. Whole army of them. He spits on the ground. And if you want to blame anyone, blame those who abandoned our world. Blame the governor. Blame the tech priests. Blame the masters of Kiava Gamma who forsook it in its darkest hour. Fuck it. What's going on here? Several dozen gazes bore into you. Who are you supposed to be? Raise your voice. Yeah, there we go. I am the judge of the worthless, and the execution of cowardice. For I come from the Officio Profectus. Which one of you void rats just dared to address me without proper respect? The crowd shrinks away from your booming voice as if physically struck, although that isn't far from the truth. They avert their eyes and cower under your burning gaze as it sweeps over the gathered riffraff. Finally, one trembling rabble-rouser is pushed forward. We were just rooting out heresy here, these scrawny ones. They're from the ship that came from the bowels of the Coronix expanse. You've got plague there, in mutants. Now they're spreading that rot everywhere. That taint, they're all... Silence! You must be completely out of your minds. Band of woefully dim-witted reprobates who think themselves bringers of justice. Who are you to pass judgment on anyone? All you ought to be doing is suffering and repenting till the end of your days. What's so wrong about that, Reverend? We just want to put these heretics to death. We're not heretics. Haggard man is on the verge of tears. We're refugees. I swear it on the Golden Throne. We served the Imperium faithfully until they hung us out to dry. Where were the protectors that were meant to shield the lands of humanity from nightmares? Traitors. Traitors and heretics, the lot of them. A murmur runs through the crowd. People gawk at you. The priest, the wretched group huddling in the center. How tiring. The motley sea of colors that fills this restless crowd is hard on the eyes. So many hues, but most of them are acid yellow. Streaks of fear, the red bud swelling, ready to burst and paint all who are gathered here. Cassia looks at the crowd of troublemakers warily, and they shudder at the very sight of her. As for the hearts of those who have been forced to defend themselves, they are shrouded in purplish black grief. Their words are as transparent as the ice that lies at the top of a glacier. But commoners are always deaf to others' suffering, for such is their nature. Interfering in their affairs is hardly worthy of you or me. addressed the refugee. Those are serious accusations you're spouting. I hope you have proof to back them up. What more proof do I need? The man shouts. Kiavagama used to be a prosperous world. My family transported goods from there for generations. Then they came. They butchered, tortured, sacrificed entire blocks to the darkness. We were on our ship, up in orbit, and all those messages started coming in. Half of the wardens down there joined them right away. They even reached us in our ship with some blight that made half our crew take their own lives. Barely escaped. Made it here. Why did this happen to us? I wonder what all this is about. Is our planet really under attack? Did some devious opportunist send these slanderers here to undermine the might of the Von Valentius dynasty? Who could it be, I wonder? There's one guy, I bet you've heard of him. His name's Conrad Voigtwehr von Valentius. Ran from the not too long ago, after having his ass handed to him. He must be itching to get even. Get even by besmirching the dynasty to which he belongs, and supremacy over which he laid claim. He's scum. He's no idiot. No, I think this is something else. There are many who wish to weaken House von Valentius. Either that or it's much simpler. These people aren't lying. The planet was captured by heretics. The rest of it they made up themselves. I can sense darkness in their past. I may not be an expert on Conrads and their schemes. When it comes to things like this, I know what I'm talking about. All onlookers are returned to their homes immediately. The refugees can go to Dock Alpha Row. I'll speak to you later. Comply or face the consequences. None of the people dare defy you. Back away carefully, try not to look at you. Refugees use the interruption to make off in the direction of Dock Alpha Row. That was dumb. Arrogance and self-righteousness of a malefactor. Priest shakes his head disapprovingly, then his eyes shift to you. I'm Reverend Hieronymus Doloroso, head of the Drusian mission here on Footfall. I thank you for stepping in. Please come see me when you have the time. We can talk then.
Follow my lead. Done.
Pascal's respirator lets out a mournful hiss before he says grimly, "The right of operation has been repeatedly blasphemously violated. Requesting the identification and punishment of the deplorable acolyte entrusted with caring for the spirit of this machine." After a series of creaks and groans, the cogitator's dusty screen lights up. On it are several lines of text. Praise the Omnissiah. This machine spirit of this cogitator is aggrieved but willing to serve. Accompanied by the crackling of a vine-haired pair, Pascal's making the androids gently place a couple of keys lying on the floor back into place. The spirit of this machine is arranged and will perform its function no more. I will see to it that the profaners responsible for its maintenance are marked for soul penitence.
None shall stand in my way.
success is an irrefutable certainty.
Victory awaits.
Well, let's go over here.
This explorator is blessed with
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Shit, that's not what I wanted. The low hum of voices quiets and dozen gazes shift here. First meet Dagon, a tall man with a shaved head is rubbing his hands together nervously. His opulent clothes are nearly bursting at the seams as his muscular body. His expression is forbiddingly grim. Still, he's trying to put on an air of friendliness. Greetings! You must be... First meet Dagon. He glances at the scroll in his mechanical hand implant. Master Fidelio. All the guests have arrived. You're the last on the list. Couldn't well start without you. Presence is absolutely vital. Sure, I'll play along. Of course, I'm Fidelio. He puts on a broad smile, but then catches himself and quickly frowns once more. Please, we can talk later. Chaplain is about to begin. What is this tomfoolery? The blood grumbles, but not before making sure that the man is out of earshot. Look around. The gathering you found yourself at seems refined and respectable at first glance. The decorations and the attendees' clothes speak of wealth. So does the location, which isn't far from the Liege's residence, but you notice that most of those gathered are of rather imposing physique. Many of them have scars and military-grade implants. Several of the guests look like they are covering the exit. A few are clearly carrying concealed weapons. Your appearance has definitely attracted everyone's attention. Just about every guest here keeps glancing at you. Some are clearly watching your every move, then they are trying not to show it. I want to see what this is about. Oh, what a terrible, sorrowful day. We pay our respects to the life and soul of Footfall Society. A loyal servant of the Imperium, a generous benefactor who spared no expense to keep the fire of faith burning, and an example to all future generations. The most noble and unforgettable Master Belardo. His loss... The funniest administratum clerk speaks in a strained voice. Keeps peeking at a paper with text on it. Speech drags on and on, blending into a monotonous cascade of praises of the late Master Belardo. So let us offer a prayer to the Emperor for the repose of Master Belardo's soul. and the prosperity of his heirs. I now pass you over to our most reverend chaplain. A formidable-looking man dressed in the attire of an ecclesiastical missionary glares at the gathered crowd. And here you all are, you vultures. Let's offer a prayer then. But if you think that the Emperor, or the messenger of his will, in other words myself, does not see into your vile souls, you are sorely mistaken. Chaplain looks at you and gives a slight nod. I wasn't referring to Master Fidelio. At least Dens himself wanted to see him at his funeral. But the rest, I know every one of you. And I would be astonished to discover anyone here who truly mourns this loss. So go ahead. Pray for Bilardo's soul. Soon the flames will take him. Fitting end for a life like his. May the Emperor keep his soul. Without another word, Chaplain makes the sign of the Aquila and pointedly turns away from the attendees.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Even in death he looks majestic. Blood maintains a grave expression befitting the occasion until he sees the face of the deceased. He frowns, peers at it with suspicion, then he gasps astonished, almost dazed. I'll be! This is quite the meeting. It can be called such, under the circumstances. Sure, I'll take a look at the deceased. The implants left and the deceased body speak of his high standing. Expensive tech is typically extracted from the dead, and only the most prominent and wealthy avoid this fate upon their death. Blood, you know this man? Do I? I would tell you all about this man. The words I'd use would be improper for a funeral. This, your lordship, is Jerrican Dens, known back in the day as one of the most notorious pirates in the Cronus Expanse. They nicknamed him Jerrican for his habit of having a jug or two of promethium on hand. Did love burning things. Oh yes, it was a menace back then. How long ago was it? 60 years ago? I was serving my last days in the Navy when news came of his latest attack. Ablon distractedly runs a hand through his hair. Well, it was a time when the sight of Jerrican in a coffin would have been enough to make me dance. Quite literally. By the throne. I would have danced a jig on the spot. But now... I don't know. No more jumping into the warp right from under the cruiser's nose, eh? You old beast. Would have thought I'd be at your funeral. It's very grand for a pirate's funeral. It's normal for Footfall. Folks on Footfall are known to turn a blind eye to many things, but even the locals aren't so unscrupulous as to honor pirate scum a few paces away from the Liege's residence. But no one has heard of Dens for so many decades. I barely recognized him myself. I've seen his face on pics a fair few times back then. I assume he retired, started a more or less honest life under a new name. What was it they were calling him? Master Bilardo. Now remember, Reverend Hieronymus mentioned the name Master Bilardo as one of the biggest donors to the temple.
A new challenge for me?
Holy fuck.
Over there!
Over.
Tall man who welcomed you at the entrance, shifting from foot to foot and keeps glancing around with gloomy expression. Nods to you sympathetically. Master Fidelio. How did Bellado die? Badly. Went downhill real fast just a year ago. Still living it up, storming the slums, the asteroids, to shoot a riff raff of mutants. Then all of a sudden, he was done. So the wounds had caught up with him. Plenty of those, both from the old days and more recent ones. Like when somebody tried to bump him off 12 years back, I think it was. I'm Daganithio. Spurs made on Denz's ship. I mean, Master Bellado. Given the deceased former occupation, I have a good idea what role you played under his command. Deacon smirks. They used to call me Torch. He's Jerrican. I'm Torch. That's what it tastes. Stick my leave.
It's about time. What is that?
Never doubt me.
You hear someone delicately clearing the throat. The source of the sound turns out to be the administratum clerk you saw next to Chaplain. His clothes are neat and impeccably pressed. His face, however, reveals extreme nervousness bordering on fear. My good master Fidelio, I do hope you're satisfied with the services provided by our establishment. He leans in a little closer and whispers, I beg of you, help me. Please keep your voice down. We can't let anyone hear us. It's a matter of life and death. What's the matter? The clerk wipes the sweat from his brow nervously. Please understand, it's very difficult to get by on Footfall with my wages. The Imperial Regulation 4030/8L on post-mortal service workers on peripheral worlds directly prohibits the chief operator of a crematorium from leaving their workplace for any reason other than sleep, food, severe illness, administration of sacraments. Therefore, I'm practically forced, to look for other sources of income that will allow me to stay within the walls of this here establishment. I set up a little, shall we say, enterprise. I replace the implants, the deceased with identical replicas, and sell them to the right people when I have the shipment ready. I just prepared the newest batch of superb, unique implants of the highest quality. I got careless. I used my first sick leave in 4 standard years. It was on that very day that Master Bellado passed away. And his family was quick to organize a ceremony in our crematorium. I simply didn't have time to prepare, and now my container full of goods. It's a furnace. Don't help me. I'm going to burn it any minute. I will help you on the following condition. You see, I am most definitely Master Fidelio. I'm afraid I've misplaced some of my documents. You make me a copy of everything you can find in the archives that has my name on it. You'll get your contraband. Of course, will do. You'll be most pleased with the results. Just help me, for the throne's sake. I'll preserve you. Make it look like you're just having a look around. It's a lot easier for you to wander into a restricted area without arousing suspicion than it is for me. Find the container. It's in the far corner. Get out and come back to me. I'll be waiting.
None shall stand in my way.
Delia. I don't even know why I'm doing this bag.
We need to investigate. I did fine. Follow my lead!
The lid of the container automatically opens when touched. It's completely empty.
Brace yourself, Abelard.
You'll regret this. That was insulting! They say a little bit of humility never hurts anyone. I help others better themselves by wholeheartedly humiliating them at every step.
Why did I not foresee this? Dare you!
Nothing I can't do. I'll live another day. You'll regret this.
How the fuck?
Victory awaits.
The whispers call to me.
I'll pass.
Never felt pain like this. Wield your aegis, O Emperor.
I won't tolerate
Observing the loss of a unit.
Now this is unacceptable!
That was dumb.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Oh gee. That's how far it was.
new challenge for me? I rise to the occasion.
Damn.
It's about time.
Apparently the game didn't auto-save well enough for me to just
This place was intended
back
to
over
be
here.
merely a hall within the temple, but now a whole city has been squeezed into it.
Okay.
A rational decision. Ecclesiarchy temples lack the critical functionality that a point station requires. Unlike the chapels of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Irrefutable certainty.
Let's do all this again.
I did fine.
The premonition runs true.
I won't tolerate weakness. None shall stand in my way.
Operation successful.
Excellence matters.
My goodness. This place is filled with junk.
A new challenge for me. It's about time.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
What are these?
to the occasion.
Follow my lead.
I will not go any further there.
The machine god grants the insight.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Save again. The man with the face so drawn, it appears to be made of nothing but skin and bone. And bone fixes his unblinking bird-like eyes on him. Priest's simple black clothes have next to no adornments. They do nothing to mask his unknown gods. In a cracked voice he says, "The Emperor protects." The Emperor protects Reverend. But he protects only those who are pure of heart. You think yourself one of them? Be leery of this conviction of yours. When you have risen to the pinnacle of faith, have fallen from it into the embrace of pride, most degenerate. And you must be the young Von Valencius. That name carries weight, and it is a burdensome one, for its reputation suggests that Theodora encumbered it with many a transgression. I wonder, you seem to share who you carry them on with, picking them along the way like ripe fruit and savoring their sweet poison. The sign of the Holy Aquila. I put my faith in the Emperor. He gives you a scrutinizing look and then his tone softens. Well then, be twice as diligent, for this sector will seize any chance to test your faith. He looks at Argenta, who is standing nearby, and his voice softens slightly. Greetings, sister. I congratulate you on your return. With your pilgrimage. It was, Reverend. Let it be known to you that Theodora von Valencia's ship was attacked by servants of the Archangel, who Paul, the heart of any righteous soul, she says, nearly hissing with fury. And not all of them met a fitting end. Some fled in more than that. The blasphemous words clearly pointed to this attack being part of a larger design. Reverend Hieronymus, I wish to join this distinguished Rogue Trader's crew and help protect the Von Valencius dynasty from the forces of the archenemy. I am divesting myself of the responsibility of guarding the Footfall reliquary. Sister Argenta stood by my side during the assault on the ship. I could use her assistance going forward. Ronos nodded. Follow the call of your soul, sister. The Footfall reliquary will be preserved even without your contribution. As it was all in the years preceding your arrival. Ronos smiled sadly. I know what it is that calls you to follow the Rogue Trader, Sister Argenta. You seek combat, for it helps you to forget how hollow and worthless our lives truly are. It offers the illusion of meaning. Perhaps you will relinquish this illusion one day. Perhaps you will die before that day comes. Regardless, I wish you luck on your new path. But before you start on a path toward your new destiny, I have a request to make of you and your companion. Many among my flock are from the poorest, most dispossessed people on Footfall. They brought me trucking news from the full shadow quarters, darkest corners where the Legion's wardens do not venture. Taint has taken root. Footfall has consumed my profanity, but even here, true heresy serving the arch-enemy is a rarity. Cultists who now dwell in the shadow quarters mark their nodes with the sun inscribed blue and gold, and perform strange rituals and secrets. The weak find solace in believing these reports to be rumors. But I well know that evil lurks all around us. I wish to see retribution. Verify this woman, Reverend Hieronymus. With great pleasure. Argenta lays a hand on her weapon. I almost wish for the rumor to be true. I have lost rebels and heretics. This is where I bid you goodbye, sister. Noble Raphael Throxus. Is there more you wish to ask me about? What are you doing on Footfall? I'm doing in this den of blasphemers, pagans, and the vilest of souls, do you mean to say? When Footfall is the first and last stop in the Coronis expanse. Point of arrival for those who have just started on the path. It's also where those who are reaching its very end return. It's also intimidating. I embrace both the former and the latter, so that they may cast an honest eye over the impurity. Furthermore, rumors from across the entire sector amass on Footfall. If I hear crewmen whispering about a reclaimed tri-world or expressing desire to carry Emperor's light into the darkest among the stars, I help my flock in their sacred duty. Devoted trailblazers need assistance, both spiritual and material. Tools, equipment, and even garments and simple everyday items. Anything that might help pilgrims on their long journey during the first days of their harsh frontier life is worth its weight in gold to us. May any help you offer to the effort of gathering such things be blessed. The path of true believers leads into darkness. The search for worlds that have lost its radiance steeped in depravity. Blessed are the deeds of those who give themselves into the void in the warp in hopes that their actions might bring light in the darker reaches of the expanse, deliver a previously barren world in the Imperium's service. For a few seconds. Not all bitters, the realization that not all brave souls will succeed in their mission. Footfall still awaits news from the wasteland wayfarer, an ancient ark of a ship headed for distant stars. The last astropathic message was sent from beyond Cineris Maleficum, My bad. The stars have kept her fate secret since. I bear another darker duty. The expanse is filled with the tainted creations of unholy heretics. These insidious objects are a danger to the soul, but I know what to do with them. Should you on your travels come upon dangerous, corrupted objects, bring them to me. The reward for your vigilance will be more generous. The Jerusian mission has much to share with the Rogue Trader. Let me see. Put on staff. Oh. Plus 10 willpower, plus 5 perception. Militant's cloak. Oh shit. I like that one too. Fuck yeah! It's a crack grenade! No shit, heavy bolter. Heavy bolter should do more than just fucking 6 to 10 damage. What the hell, man? A power claymore? I have a claymore. Death World Origin. I need that. A flamer. I need to give that to the sister. All worlds. All world origin. That's World War Boots. This item grants the wearer plus 5 bonus to parry reduction. The wearer has conviction iconoclast. All allies gain plus 12% hit chance against enemies adjacent to the wearer. Automatically dodges allies' enemy attacks. That's cool. I don't have that quite yet now. Martyr's Penance. Oh. I like that. Roaring Thunder. That looks cool. Heavy Flamer! 18 to 26. Nice. Cloak of Hatred. Each enemy killed by the wearer's area attacks increase the wearer's damage by. Okay. Camaraderie badge. Nice. Except the thing, the emblem on it looks like an orc emblem. That's the only thing I don't like about that. Looks orcish.
shall stand in my way.
Well, he definitely has plenty to say. Nice.
Victory awaits!
Right. And so we already talked to him. Go ahead and go here. Oh damn, I need to get something for what's her name, because she doesn't have jack shit, apparently.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
That was weird. Let's see what this is about.
It's about time.
first chaplain leaves an even stronger impression. 12 burly man whose face and hands bear numerous scars, his entire visage seemed to tell the story of many heretics who've met death, and upon their encounter was adept with true faith. The chaplain gives you a friendly nod, but his gaze is intense, like he's trying to get a sense of who you are. Pleasure to meet you, Master Fidelio. Prefer to go by chaplain. It's both my name and my occupation. You know, it's funny how, despite being Dennis, Master Bilardo's closest associate and confessor, never heard of you. The man he chose to be his sole heir. Glad, of course, that the inheritance didn't go to any of the others. I'm still curious. Who are you? You were especially close. Chaplain was unsurprising. Dance did like remarkable people, and he knew how to get people to like him. Even your speech during the ceremony antiquity too not fond of the other attendees. Missionary Saint Drusus and the truth of the Imperium speaks through me, so I see no point in pretense. All who gathered here have one goal: fight a chunk out of Denton's estate. Ambition and aspirations of wealth are not immortal and of themselves, but the chapel closes. It's just that I'm sickened by the thought that such a great man has left behind nothing but a pile of human refuse. His son's a drunk and a weakling. His friend Dagon, one who greeted you at the entrance, is a dim-witted brute with an incredibly bloated ego. His widow made off on the family yachts in the direction of the mall while his body was still warm, with an entourage of 5 brawny, good-looking young fellows. Chaplain appears that she once more. I'm not to believe that he didn't choose you as his heir on a whim, Master Fidelio. He's got the guts to come here, into a nest of vipers who despise you because Denton's money and property slips through their fingers. I respect that kind of audacity, and so did he. But a strong suspicion that someone here wants me dead. You don't say. How can this be? Someone wants the sole heir of a tremendous fortune dead. The place where the other contenders deprived of these riches have gathered. If you, Master Fidelio, really are worthy of Denton's name, deal with these minor vicissitudes. Consider this my blessing, and the Emperor protects any who deserves it. That is. The inheritance, claim it. You just can't wait, can you? Chaplain's cost. After the funeral, Dennis will be delivered into the flames. Then we will announce his last will and testament. He will officially come into inheritance. A girl dressed in expensive clothes raises her sad little face to you and says, where are your parents? My dad is Bilardo. He's with the guests, and my mom ran away. They told me she hates Dad and Grandpa. I guess she hates me too. I don't know. It was a long time ago. I don't even miss her anymore. I miss Grandpa. He's the nicest. Presses her lips together and looks out quite very on a childlike sigh. Who are you and what are you doing here? Hiding. She hesitates for a moment. I thought I was going to cry, and I didn't want anyone to see. My name is Adeli Bellaro. It's my grandpa in there in the box. Gentle's face softens. She reaches out and gently strokes Adeli's head. The tears will pass, Adeli. Tears will pass. Strength will return, and your courage will never leave you. He tries his arm and just go on seriously. You ever heard the name Fidelio? It's something my dad is very mad at. Dad's always mad at everyone. Grandpa, Mom, Dagon, Chaplain.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Among the words of the party and praise for deceased to fresh interest and their repentance with distinction and that is described in the pleasure. You hid valuables in the crematorium's furnace. I go down there too. Need me from you, what are you offering in return? While there's still time, could you please get to the furnace and pull the container with implants out of there? We'll split the goods 50-50, you can even have this big. Just please hurry, they'll soon be putting the coffin with an old bill out of there where it belongs. Why did you decide to ask me specifically for help? There's no one else to turn to, explains in dismay. I guess here are scoundrels, murderers, and crooks. For all three at once. It's been descending in the servitor, but only personal servitors of House Balana are allowed into the courtyard today. I don't have their access codes. They're all I have left. I can tell you're an upstanding individual with a most noble countenance. Too. The moment I saw you, I knew. He was the one who saved me. Man of indeterminate age turned the human-sized lad you can tell by his breath that he came to the ceremony after indulging in one or two glasses of strong drink. Ah, Master Fidelio, I've heard so much about you. Here you are at last in the flesh. And what is it then you've heard about me? Was this one? As you were very close with... Nah, forget it. I didn't mean anything by it. Just making conversation. I thought we talked about repentance. That's hilarious. Even good old Chaplain doesn't tell me to repent. He gave up on me long ago. The old dad gave up on me long before that. Wait, you mean that's repentance? Stupid ghost or whatever it was. I'm pretty sure my father did it himself. You say now, Lord Cook. Or maybe it was my daughter messing around. Where else could those words have come from? What are you talking about? Oh, you don't know. Out of the blue, writing started appearing on the wall in our house. Just one word. Repentance. Big. Sprawling scribbles like a child's handwriting. The first one appeared about 10 or so years back. The help kept whispering about it being the work of ghosts. Ooh. But for some reason, the old man didn't want to do anything about it. He told me not to. But it amused him somehow. Whenever he'd see repentance scratched on the wall, he'd just grin. Chick said, "It'd be good to take a look at that writing. If I had to guess, it doesn't sound like warp influenced me. If something really did take up residence in that house, it would have made a bigger splash in 10 years. Just corpses." a lot of good times. Age, debauchery, old wounds. By the end, my old dad was more intent than man, especially after the assassination attempt. We tried to kill me, you see, 12 years ago. You haven't been introduced. Pardon me, gasped Pilato. I have the honor of being the only child of the deceased. Central Market's huge production outcome. You don't seem grief-stricken. If I was the one lying in that box, he wouldn't be crying his eyes out either. Gasped Mites out with sudden acidity. This moment to calm himself. Son's feelings are complicated. He wasn't a good son, but Den's wasn't a good father. I do miss him in my own way. Yeah. He always seemed timeless to me. Just a bag of meat, not the ambitions like the rest of us are. Thanks. But how did I both mention repentance to me? No, but I know what you're talking about. Scribbles in his home, right? Yeah, it happened all right. That writing just appeared out of nowhere. Walls, mirrors, almost the same word. Repentance. Told him to get a psychic to check his house for sorcery, but he said no. Pricey, I guess. Said something about that, how he had already paid too much for repentance. There are lots of psychics around. Every single one of them will cost you as much as a team of top-notch bruisers. Hey, listen, friend, how long did that go on? Right. Anything else strange happened in the household? Flying knickknacks, furniture growing, tentacles, people dying for no reason. No, all kinds of things happened to my girl. Things going flying, people dying too, servant status. Whenever we felt like remembering our glory days and got sloshed on our jug of the good stuff, that's when it would happen. Remember one time we decided to see if we could carve open servitors in the dark the quickest. Catches himself with Christ, that's you. Alright, serious talk. Nah, nothing like that in this house. Nothing sorcerers apart from the writing. That's for when it began. Seriousness. 10, 12 years ago.
The whispers told me how.
Follow my lead.
As for Delio, you can only afraid you have to wait. Wait, yes, it's Footfall Station service to see. Carrying out the scheduled inspection of flash spots. Looking at this band.
My ears are ringing. Ugh! Pain and duty go hand in hand. Just a minor setback.
We must act.
Sometimes.
I tire of idleness. Let's
What advice do you seek?
Ugh, field medicine at its finest.
Look no further.
We must act.
I'm at your service.
Okay. Oh shit. Forgot that I had all this bread that I needed to eat. Give me a second. I say that, but I just came over to grab a garlic bread that I had, along with some water. So I'll probably just snap on that.
What advice?
Doubt is for the weak. Victory awaits!
I don't like this. There we go.
Something of interest. None shall stand in my way.
Alright, hold on. Oh,
It's about time. Done.
is that it?
Was insulting.
Brace yourself, Abelard.
My prescience has failed me.
My specialty. Suits my purposes.
Oh, my ears are ringing.
We shall
Sins hidden in the heart turn all
curse you,
to decay.
miscreant.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
How can I trust someone like you?
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
They're on fire, on fire, put them out! Put them out quick! Boys come to you through streams of something thick and foul. Your eyes are covered with whatever your unbidden saviors saw fit to splash over your head. And at last you can make out the silhouettes of a vagrant dressed in rags, leaning over you. Throws up his hands. Your lordliness, are you alright? Did you hit anything? Me bet burns. Feel right through that there ceiling. It's mighty high up. Who are you and what are you doing down here? We live here is all, your lordliness. You see, these are old tunnels. They took them back in Persimus Dwayne's times, right through the asteroid. It's a little stuffy down here, but it's warmer than up in the big palaces on the surface. And it sure is warmer than the crematorium's furnace. Barely burn anyone up there. They do fire it up often enough. That's good for us. Sure, sometimes an odd smell makes it through the vents, like they're making roast. Makes your mouth water. What can you do? That's a cost of comfort for you. Do you happen to know who Fidelio is? Everyone looks at each other in surprise. I mean, wasn't there that fit lad who used to live under the fifth void? This hussy kept yelling out like, my Fido! Fidelio? Same deal, right? Do I get out of here? No, there's no going back into the crematorium for you. Look for yourself. It's all burnt and collapsed. But it's no biggie. There's only one way up there, so you won't get lost. First you'll need to pull this big old lever to open the doors. By the buzzing pipe, and that's where the lever is. After that, you just walk through the corridors and the shaft, the old warehouse, and there you are, on the surface. The fact that the incompetence of the crematorium's maintenance staff saved our lives does not make this negligence any less egregious. I'll register a complaint. Feeling kind today. Yeah, for your help with the fire. Vagrant's face is brightened. They accept your hand out with a bow. Oh, thank you. Thank you kindly. Something to buy a bit of food with. 'Cause, well, we used our soup to put you out. You see, it was only 2 days old. I'll stick my leave. All the best on your journey. In all, may the Emperor help you and guide you out.
A new challenge for me?
When the
We must act. What is that?
Oh.
I won't tolerate weakness.
I'm getting closer and closer to buying a PC here. And in the meantime, I'm thinking about little bits in here, little bits and pieces here and there. Picking stuff up to start painting some 40K minis. Thing is I don't care for too much of them. So I'll probably do Necrons and Space Marines.
Victory awaits.
I grew up playing, what is it? I grew up playing the Dark Crusade. So I'll probably might want to do some Blood Ravens, maybe do my own Space Marine group. And
This ocular implant was a worthwhile investment.
I don't know, maybe something else. I know I like Dark Angels and Blood Angels. Those guys are cool. And the Black Templars.
Follow my lead! I did fine.
So there's not much of a shortage of Space Marine chapters that I like myself, other than Blood Ravens. Nope. There we go. Horrible stench reaches your nostrils long before you see its source. Corridor where punctured pipes are disgorging streams of murky sludge. In the distance, you see the lever that opens the doors leading outside. The only way to reach it is by submerging yourself in the sludge. I'm too old for this. Cassia brings the corner of a perfumed shawl to her nose. I think I'm going to be sick. Someone's got to go and pull the lever, right? Suppose our holy sister as a candidate. A seeker after spiritual purity shouldn't be put off by a little bit of ordinary smuck, after all. Howdy ha ha. Idra, I have a mission for you. This is a job for the Lord Cotton.
None shall stand in my way.
I mean, I had him literally born on a death world, so it would only make sense.
Let us see what I found.
I better myself through my service.
See, I'll probably do some Necrons. I'll probably do Necrons after I do some Space Marines.
A new challenge for me?
Holdly, what? Nice. Oh, that's not necessarily a good thing.
It's about time.
Cast your eye there.
Move it. I said move it. The inspection gets to the circuit station before we do. I'll have all of you recycled. Yelling your brains out at servitors won't make them work faster. You know another way to get the lazy brutes to ship themselves? I'm all ears. The inspection sees a circuit station without a unit. They'll go to Vladame with this. And if Vladame finds out, he won't mince words. He gave us the old Kazbalakan severance, as in kick us out of the trash chute without a void suit. Simmer down, it'll be fine. Like my transport days, I'd show the inspection the same protection screen on 8 different sites. Never got busted once. I seriously doubt that Vladame's inspectors are any more diligent. They'll fall for our one support unit on 3 circuit stations. They won't notice a thing. Better worry about selling the 2 units that we bought. Who the hell is that? This goes beyond violation of the right of operation and downright stinks. Hello. Fidelio. We're from Footfall Station Services, carrying out scheduled maintenance. But you're not going to believe that, are you? You heard everything. After glancing briefly at his partner, the man lays a hand on his weapon. I promised my wife I could go a month without murder. Too bad. Rather break my word than get on the leech's bad side. I like this one. Honorless, spineless, godless whelps. And you have the gall to call yourselves Imperium subjects. You scoundrels aren't even worthy of a bolt to the head from me. Which is a privilege granted to any cowardly weasel on the front lines. Hey, that's not true. I am worthy. What are you saying, you moron? Shoot!
I won't heed your cries of mercy.
I like that. I like that. That's funny. Oh, that's Arkham. Cass. How is this?
If I may.
No, let's not do that quite yet.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Was that you? Or... But of course. Will do.
Damn. Okay. And what is that? Oh, that's who this is.
I will do my duty. An exemplary strike. It will be done.
Really shouldn't be taking this long. What, is she stunned or something?
Nothing I can't do. Not a problem for me. Suits my purpose. Nothing of value has been lost. Already done. All too easy.
Damn, everyone's... Oh, it's because they got... It's a stun grenade.
Indeed. At your beck and call.
What?
I'll do it. For you, my Emperor! Doubt is for the weak. Rejoice in battle! Faith without deeds is...
function as one.
Suits my purposes.
Fuck yeah.
Not a problem for me. You didn't stand a chance.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around. I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Well, there's one of them.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
I'm afraid not. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
On it. Was that you? Or... But of course. Anything else?
Abelard! What the fuck are you doing?
I will do my duty. It will be done. Indeed. At your beck and call.
Stop fucking stunning my teammates, you jackass.
The old Messiah knows. Request approved. Running binaric override. The scriptural program.
Put so many exploits on him, he fucking exploded. I love it.
Let's see how they respond to this. Another clean strike.
Pain in my ass.
I will do my duty. At your beck and call. I took care of this one. What advice?
I'm always ready. Victory!
Sometimes, I wonder to what extent our perception of the Empyrean differs.
Ooh, I'm glad that I never have to look at it. No offense, Cass, but I'll do just fine without an eyeball in the middle of my forehead.
Shut up, bitch. Don't talk to my wife like that. Filthy, unsanctioned psyker.
We shall prevail. Follow my lead.
That was interesting.
None shall stand in my way.
Is it true? It is, over the course of his life, that reprobate had burdened his soul with many violent and egregious acts. His confessions were akin to a grand catechism, listing humankind's imminent vices and enormities. It was all the more painful for him to realize that, of all the heinous acts he had committed, not one had been forgotten by the Emperor. Dens Bellerade was afraid of death and that which would await him after. He hoped to atone for his misdeeds, yearned to convince, if not the Emperor, then himself at least, that he had been more than a conscious speck of malignant mold his entire life. Everyone deserves a chance at redemption. And it is true for miscreants above all others. The greater the transgression, the more miraculous and wondrous the repentance. The Emperor protects.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
As soon as you appear, a dozen eyes and guns shift in your direction. The guests of the ceremony no longer pretend to be peaceful Mormons. They are, however, stunned to see you. I don't believe it. You had the nerve to come back, after your tumble through the flames. Listen, Dagon, I hate you. You hate me, but maybe we can set aside our differences for the sake of our mutual target, so to speak. The man nods at you and narrows his eyes ominously. Finally, boy, you're showing some signs of being your father's son. Dens would never beat around the bush with rivals. Shoot their head off and be done with it. Anyway, accept your proposal. He aims his weapons at you. We've tried killing you quietly. That didn't work out. So we'll just kill you. Plain and simple like this. Plain and simple like. This is Footfall, for throne's sake. Bye-bye, Fidelio. I don't quite know how to explain it to you all, but I'm not actually Fidelio. Anyone would say that, looking down the barrels of a dozen guns. Again, people want to glory without saying why. Nope. Oh well, let's get this over with, I suppose.
Submit! and you'll die quickly.
I will take you down.
I have read tomes of military tactics. If I may...
And you're dead. Or not.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Desire condemns you.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Indeed. Victory is imminent. It will be done.
Advancing. The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all. The order is contrary to dogmatic protocols.
Let's get to it.
Let's get to it!
Oh, there's not that many enemies.
Out of my way. Here we go.
my faith! I'll do it. Doubt is for the weak. Cover me.
Let's move over here.
Be gone.
I'll live another day.
Will do. Was it you? Or...
Let's make it quick. I've suffered worse.
Already
Well,
done.
well, well.
All too easy. Suits my purposes. Nothing I can't do. Already done.
Hold on.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Running binary override. My vow is to serve.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
I will do my duty. At your beck and call.
As the tactical imperative dictates. The scriptural probability analysis successful. Running binary override. The Omniscient comprehends all. Request approved.
Let's get to it. Let's get to it.
As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it.
There is movement in the Empyrean. But of course, anything is?
Out of my way!
Can I fall back now?
Damn.
Just a minor
Fuck
setback.
you.
Suits my purposes. All too easy. Not a problem for me.
Here we go.
Dealing damage to bulk.
God damn.
Emperor, give me strength. As duty demands.
Running binary override. Request approved. My vow is to serve.
Victory is imminent. It will be done. An exemplary strike.
Activate Calculate Fury algorithm. Function successfully terminated.
Pascal is like one of my favorites. Where's the other one? Oh, there he is.
Cogitation failed. The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all.
As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it. Faith without deeds is worthless. The enemies of the Emperor will be undone!
Deserved.
I'll do it. I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury. Doubt is for the weak. I'll do it.
What is this foreboding? On it. Will do. Anything else?
Don't leave us.
Of course she
That's
fucking
an
did.
order.
Of course she fucking did. Can we fucking get her sanctioned or what? I thought I heard the little one meowing. Nope, just my head.
Suits my purposes. Already done.
Let's make it quick.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Holy fuck.
At your beck and call.
My frail organics required it. Running by
Faith without deed reviewed by the Emperor. I'll do it. Doubt is for the weak. I'll do it.
All too easy. Suits my purposes.
Oh shit. Fuck yeah.
Not a problem for me.
You're joking.
is foolishness. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Nothing nothing of value has been lost.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? Try to die with grace,
Fuck
at
yeah.
least.
Dagon lifts his bloody face. It hurts. Gaspaladio clutches his wounded body. Crematorium's going to have its hands full today. You stop shooting. Oh no, Dad! Captain looks at the carnage. Chaplain looks at the carnage around him matter-of-factly. Wonderful! This is a funeral Dance would be proud of. Treat their wounds, not in a killing mood. Will do. I would ask the esteemed guest to stay for a moment longer. Still have an important bit of business to take care of. Chaplain shrugs indifferently. Now we're done with the firing squad. I would like to finally resolve the matter of Dance's inheritance, and after that give him a proper send-off. And so, according to the deceased's will, all of Bellorado's fortune goes not to his worthless son, Cass, not to his brainless mate, Dagon, but to Fidelio, the mysterious new heir. However, I believe a certain party would like to intervene in this process. Chaplain looks straight at you and chuckles. I still have a question. Who, in the name of the Golden Throne, is Fidelio? If Fidelio were here, if they were to know about their status as the heir, they would have made themselves known by now. And if it's not you, sir, then I suppose we'll never know the truth. We can make our own truth, can't we? We're on Footfall. Names and ideas are traded and used here in every way imaginable. So all that remains is to recognize you as Fidelio. Let's see this. The only one here who truly loved Jens is his granddaughter, Adelia Bellorado. She inherits his fortune. The name on the will is Fidelio, but Chaplain pulls a hefty scroll onto his back and tears it to shreds. All his life, Jens spat on laws. I think he'd understand. The old man sure as throne didn't expect this. Money's mine, 10th way, sweetheart. Daddy will help you put your grandpa's riches to good use. Cass, have you finally gone deaf from all that drinking? The inheritance is Adelia's, not yours. If you make any attempt to cohere, sir, I, as Dens's executor, will be forced to take steps. Chaplain puts a hand on the handle of his hammer. No, I see. Well, you had it in for the old Cass, huh? Well, I'm afraid you leave me no choice. You old brat, listen up, all of you. Either the inheritance goes to me, or I blow this one's brains out. On the count of 3. 1, 2. Repentance. Sobbing and crying her eyes out, Delia smeared with her father's blood, shaking Cass's life as well. Dad, Daddy, get up, I'll give you the inheritance. Demons take you, Cass. threatening to murder your own daughter at your old man's funeral was a new low for you. You always were a useless waste, even in your final moments. What happens to the girl now? She sighs heavily as he looks at the weeping child. She's got no one left now. Her mother ran off to the edge of the galaxy, and her father, well, you saw it yourself, his brow furrows after a pause, curses under his breath and nods. Look after her until she's grown up. I don't think I need to spell it out for you. Little girl with a tremendous fortune. Might as well paint a target on her forehead. If I take a Delia in, no one will dare to hurt her, courtesy of the reputation that my turbulent past has earned me. If they do dare, gasping sidelong glance at Cass's body. While I'm at it, I'll also help her not to squander her whole fortune. Maybe even earn something extra both for herself and you. I think the best investment would be a merchant ship. I'll teach her the basics of voidfaring, find some reliable suppliers, pull a few strings and administrate them. Just like that, she'll have herself a decent enterprise. I can tell you're not a fluent sort. I imagine you could always use the services of a robust, reliable supply network. Leave the paperwork and other formalities to me. I'll contact your subordinates myself. Examine the servitor. Servitor was once a woman. That was once a woman is nearly motionless and showing no signs of life. Her two charred holes where the eyes once were. Some malfunction must have burned its brain from the inside. Its face bears a peaceful smile. Why did this servitor attack Cass? Nothing, that's one of Denz's house servitors. Cass brought them with him to the funeral. Didn't it mutter something about repentance? If not for Delia, then maybe the servitors are misreair. Denz's last slap in the face of all bloodsuckers who are gathered here. Sounds like Denz to me. As for why it attacked his half-wit son, that's anyone's guess. That takes care of the inheritance. What do we do next? Jordan looks at the coffin. I'd like to say goodbye to my old friend. The crematorium is a bit wrecked now. But who needs a crematorium? Dan's loved having his enemies drenched in promethium and burned. They didn't call him Jerry Can Dance for nothing. I think it'd be a nice gesture to send him on his way in the same fashion. Thankfully, it's easy enough to procure a jerry can of promethium on Footfall. Blood nods in approval. Fitting. Chaplain gives you a sidelong glance. Want to stay and watch? Pleasure. Let's get started, I guess.
I won't heed your cries of mercy! Challenge for me?
I'm at your...
We must act.
We should deal with this.
Did I never get this one? Huh. Odd. Gas Pellerano.
It's about time.
Oh, I see. 14 to 17. Armor penetration. I would love that. And it's one-handed? As it should be. And this is 2, this is 3. I just have a great sword. But that's a power claymore. It looks like it does better than everything.
Victory awaits.
That was fun to get rid of all that stuff. All that nonsense.
The dime will be as slippery as a snake, like any seasoned operator. I don't need any voices in my head to predict that.
Some leaders hold onto power with an iron fist. But Takara isn't the type. He's an opportunist. A brilliant opportunist.
I don't care.
None shall stand in my way.
Blooding Takara the leash. My patience. You remember the way out. Dismissed. A tall man in austere grey clothes makes a show of looking past the woman he's addressing. Vladimir, what has he put such harsh words into your mouth? Talk like you're an imperial clerk, not one of us. The woman who's standing with her back to you lets out an ostentatious sigh, then the tone changes dramatically. Where's my cargo, Vladimir? Falco has it, doesn't he? So that's how you do business with your old friends these days? So you don't remember? Then the help will remind you. Guards, escort her out. A dirty move. Massive guard leans down to the woman and says in a lowered voice, "Jay, get going while he's letting you. Go drown your sorrows at the Damascus. Think you're lucky stars you were able to walk out the door. You'll get the chance next time." First an insult, now threats. I see courtesy and tact are no longer a valued commodity on Footfall. Oh well, I'll find myself a better deal. She turns on her heel and heads toward the exit. She passes you by, she gives you a quick once-over, winks at you, and immediately turns away with the flip of her jet black hair. The tall man who has long since noticed your presence is studying you intently. Vladimir Takara, Liege of Footfall. Let us please proceed to my office. A spread befitting a visitor of your rank is waiting. Your entourage will be accommodated nearby. I was expecting a welcome more befitting a visit from a rogue trader, not a scene. My apologies. There's no sign of disrespect toward your esteemed personage. Please allow me to prove it. While you are engaged in small talk, you get a chance to take the measure of Leech Dokar. His expression is aloof and focused, his gestures curt and firm, his speech calm and quiet, so he is used to people always listening to what he says. Judging by his observant gaze, he's been studying you in turn this whole time. Vladim straightens in his chair and says in a polite but completely indifferent tone, "Let's talk business. On behalf of the elite of Footfall Station, I offer you my condolences, Lord von Valentius. We mourn Lady Theodora's loss, and we hope this sentiment is taken as a sign of our good intentions and willingness to cooperate." I've heard more sincere expressions of grief. He nods calmly. A fair point. You can, however, be assured of the sincerity of my desire to cooperate with you. I am impressed by your prudence. Your decision to arrive on Footfall incognito without announcing either the death of the previous Rogue Trader or your own status. This was quite wise. Rumors will spread sooner or later. It's impossible to keep secret something that's known to the thousands of people serving on a void ship. But for now, you are free to reap the benefits of anonymity. As you may have noticed, Footfall is currently in a state of crisis. These people would benefit from the patronage of a figure such as yourself. He was attacked right at the docks. An outrageous stunt, a show of disrespect for both you and me. Sadly, such incidents on Footfall are akin to natural disasters. Possible to predict or preempt, they simply happen. Many consider Footfall to be a pirate den, but believe me when I say that there is a difference between organized crime and gangs of thugs who have nothing to lose. We were attacked by the latter. The Anvers are a gang of punks who spit on our customs and hierarchy. Even their leader is more akin to an ideologue, a rabble-rouser who calls for people's heads, not a commander. Sooner or later, we will find him and have him strung up. That will likely cool his followers' enthusiasm. Behind the carefully built facade of composure, you sense anger. It appears that this man is not used to losing control, but that is exactly what is happening. Grin at him. I can tell they've been a real pain for you. I bet you love to get those jokers, wouldn't you? Come on, admit it. You would, wouldn't you? Shark-like smile appears on Vladim's face, bloody and vicious. Back where I grew up, they call it throwing someone for a loop. They carve a particular sign on the person's forehead, then load them alive into the slag disposal chute, send them out to orbit the station. Every 30 years we clean the orbit, count how many stiffs bearing which signs have been floating around. You have no idea how much I want to throw those little thugs for a loop, like in the good old days. What's the situation in the region? Troubling. Xenos raids are growing more frequent. Trade is suffering, and fringe worlds are going under. Rumors of atrocities being committed by enemies of humanity are causing excessive panic due to their exotic nature. The core of the Imperium forces of the Cronus Expanse has departed for the sector's borders to combat the Xenos threat. There's been no word from them for a while now. Then again, with the distance and the current issues with the astropaths, that is not entirely out of the ordinary. Still, we are not yet alone. From several of their worlds hit by Xenos attacks, we've received reports of fierce warriors who descended from the sky and entered the fray. The fragmentary accounts lead me to believe that the blessed Adeptus Astartes are operating in the Cronus Expanse, and I await news of their victories with great anticipation. There have been any Xenos attacks on Footfall? No, there haven't. Attacking Footfall in general is not a particularly reasonable thing to do. Many ships are docked here at any given time. Even the listed weapons on board them would make for a decent fighting force. And that's not even to mention the firepower that our esteemed merchants have shamefully hidden from the station's customs officials. For us here, Xenos are more of a source of income than a threat. Blooding freezes, causing a reaction. Are we talking about dealing in Xeno artifacts here? In a manner of speaking, miraculously, Vladimir has managed to frame the last sentence as a question. In a manner of speaking, Footfall is a place where anything can be bought. And, mind you, where anything can be sold. I do not approve of fear of xenotech. We must know and understand the enemy. You should consider your words more carefully. An admission like that sounds dangerously close to heresy. Yeah, I'll do iconoclast. I'm convinced that your connections with Footfall will allow you to broaden your knowledge and understanding of Xenos considerably. I would see to it that your curiosity is satisfied in every way. Who's that woman the warden threw out? Vladimir's expression hardens and he makes a frustrated gesture. A dead woman walking. Some, however, still call her J. Haidari. Small-time hustler with big ambitions that will lead her to a sticky end. That's strange. Small-time hustler, even a particularly audacious one, wouldn't likely quarrel in public with a figure as important as the Liege of Footfall. What seems strange still is that the Liege knows the small fry by name. She's irrelevant. Since I'm the one in control of the situation on Footfall, I can speak on behalf of all of it. Noteworthy residents. What sort of patronage do you seek from me? Protection. Not militarily protection, but a different kind of security. You have, of course, already encountered difficulties with warp navigation on your way here. I'm afraid the scope of these difficulties extends far beyond this area. Reports of disrupted routes and ships vanishing during short jumps are coming in from across the entire sector. Communication with the Calixus sector has been extremely unstable. From the ships that have dived into the Maw in recent years, none have yet returned. The last ship that came through the Maw from the other side was struck by a temporal anomaly. The jump took almost 2 decades in real space-time. You've heard of periods of warp instability, including cases where the Maw would become completely inaccessible for navigation for years on end, thus temporarily cutting off the Coronis expense from the Imperium. Even so, Vladimir's words are particularly alarming. It seems that something has had a profound effect on the Maw. That's dangerous. This brings us to our main issue. Footfall is a repair shipyard and a trading post. We barely produce anything ourselves and are largely dependent on incoming shipments, especially food shipments. The station naturally has some reserves, but the supply issues didn't start yesterday. Footfall would be obliged if House von Valentius would assist us by signing a contract for food deliveries. I can't be the only one you've asked for help. Naturally, I tried contacting other rogue traders, but the terms of House Corda would have bled Footfall dry. As for his esteemed Caligos Winterscale, instead of a food shipment from him, I received a transport, the Navica, packed with refugees. I had to send them off to Foulstone. So many extra mouths to feed would have only worsened the crisis further. Suppose all these warp fluctuations must have created more pressing concerns for Lord Winterscale. So I put my faith in you, the third and last of Footfall's allies. So Footfall is cut off from all of its shipments. Local gangs are running wild, and the local hustlers are throwing tantrums in your residence. Are you positive you're in control of the situation? Vladimir listens with a stony expression. You are very perceptive. Well, now you know what you're buying. The situation is difficult, but should you decide to offer your support, you'll forget about the existence of trading hubs other than Footfall, because you won't have more loyal friends anywhere else. So what are the terms of this deal? It's simple. Delivery of food shipments from your fertile worlds. Janus, I imagine. I'm quite familiar with that jewel of the Von Valencia's protectorate. Exchange for fair payment. Get on your knees and ask properly. Then I will help. Vladimir's eyes narrow as he gives you a calm, appraising look. Then kneels. His body, unaccustomed to such displays of obedience, moves slowly as if the air has suddenly grown thick. If this is the price for the station's prosperity, I will pay it. I would like to know more about the Anvers gang. Why haven't they been dealt with yet? He grits his teeth slightly before answering. I've been using all my resources to delay the moment when the station is hit by famine. I haven't gotten around to the Anvers yet. As detrimental as they are, they're no players. When the leader dies, the rest will scatter. There's some questions about the Footfall. Rest assured, I'll be candid. My lips are bound by the oath of service. What exactly interests you on the Footfall, this abode of merchants, xenotech traders, and only a few bandits? Rules the reins of the xenogoods trade. The Casbalica Mission, criminal syndicate. I seize control of the entirety of the cold trade in the sector. Xenos creations are in high demand, so every single colony has a Casbalican agent or two. Opposing the commercial interests is a lot more dangerous than using the merchandise. Ghost of a smile appears on his. Still, making friends with this organization is as profitable as it is dangerous to make enemies of them. It just so happens that I've managed to earn their trust. On Footfall, they conduct their business under my watchful eye. Sends you a meaningful look. What earth were you referring to? There's a certain custom on Footfall. Any rogue trader who arrives at the station and docks is considered to be its absolute ruler, at least their loyal servant. That makes me your servant. Vladimir's arrogant bearing contradicts his words. However, as long as you remain incognito, it will be difficult for you to use this privilege. Keep this in mind if you wish to communicate with the less knowledgeable inhabitants of the station. For them, you are an ordinary visitor to Footfall. What a fascinating custom. Useful, too. I defer to your judgment, your lordship. Something tells me you used to be one, too. A bandit. You aren't wrong. My path was long and bloody, but in the end I rose from running a gang that had stacked its claim to the treatment filter station to becoming the liege of Footfall. Many died to make this possible. Those who survived figured it would be more convenient to put me at the head that continued the slaughter of the turf war. I only hope that my elevation and the peace that came with it have done the station good. Much has become clear. There can be no misunderstanding between us, your lordship. I have no more questions. Where does one go to make a few deals here on the station? Here. I am the main dealer on the station. It would be disrespectful of me to suggest that you take your business to footfall traders of lesser importance. Still, you might take an interest in a few people of note. For example, Reverend Hieronymus Doloroso. This servant of the Ecclesiarch is rumored to purchase sacred relics from captains, and other traders don't seem keen on becoming his competitors. If you're looking for goods that can entertain you, find Octaviana at the establishment called the Adeptus Amacicus. The chemical bliss that she offers is refined and possesses a satisfactory degree of purity. Just don't ask her to pour you her signature drink. It's meant for common footfall rabble, not discerning clientele. I'm at your service. A hex rifle? A storm bolter?
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Lord Captain, I am pleased to report that the instructions have been completed and all identified system failures have been resolved. Void ships ready to depart Footfall. The crew is waiting for your further instructions. There are also a number of issues that need to be addressed.
A new challenge for me.
Okay.
Follow my lead.
A well-groomed young man calls out to you. Clean-shaven, in dressed clothes, not inexpensive but showy. The brand Aquila embroidered in a prominent spot. Noble sir, news of your time, if you please. I am Bastion in Berama Bastal Cora, youngest cousin of House Cora, envoy of Incendia Bastal Cora, Rogue Trader of the Coronis Expanse. By the grace of the Most Holy Emperor, you must be an envoy of Theodora von Valentius. I noticed that you arrived on the esteemed lady's ship. Corda. They're some of the most influential rogue traders in Coronis Expanse, but none on Footfall. This station is under the control of House Winterscale. Something tells me that we're about to hear a most curious offer, says Ablai under his breath so that only you can hear him. What did you wish to speak with me about? Matter of the utmost delicacy. You see, you've been to the residence of the Leash. Vladimir almost certainly appealed to you for assistance in the arrangements of shipments to Footfall. The Von Valentius Protectorate is famed for the abundance of its main angry world, Janus. It would be odd for him not to seize on such an opportunity when Footfall is on the verge of famine. However, the Corda dynasty pursues its own interests on Footfall. We've already announced our terms to the Liege, but he's stalling. I imagine in hopes of getting a better offer from you. Corda dynasty believes. Bastion smiles and gives a slight shrug. That cooperation would be preferable for both rogue trader houses. If you refuse Vladimir, thereby forcing him to agree to a deal with us, the Corda dynasty can promise you a share of the profits from the future contract, as well as certain other prerequisites. Everybody benefits. The Emperor's most loyal servants should be more concerned. With carrying his will through the stars, and less with divvying up profit among themselves. Genta says disapprovingly, quietly enough, so as not to interrupt the negotiations, especially when the well-being of one of the Imperium's worlds is at stake. One such as Footfall. Behind your smile, Master Bastion, teal shadows swirl. Others may not see them, but to wary cannot escape my eye. Oh. What are you afraid of? Your house is rash, and these negotiations prove fruitless, with the wrath of Houseborn Valencius. Nidra, who was young in boredom a moment ago, flinches and clutches her face, her fingernails digging into her skin. They're coming. Again. Brothers of the ones who came before. I just don't get it. Do they all have a death wish? I appreciate the warning, Nidra. What? Ashton stares at you in surprise and turns around. Just off, welders! I'll get help.
Take a knee and bow before me!
Oh, please, you try!
I'm a navigator.
Was that 2 dead on the spot?
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Hold on.
Twice dead Lanny. Holy fuck!
Let's get to it.
Never wavered in the face of adversity. Already done.
I love it whenever I miss, don't I?
Nothing I can't do. Not a problem for me.
Dare you?
All too easy.
As the Emperor commands is why I was chosen. I'll do it. I refuse. None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Two.
Doubt is for the weak. Faith without deeds is worthless.
Out of my way. Here we go.
Pascal! You need to take care of something. Yes.
Condemns you. The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
Time to slaughter someone. Scared, yeah?
What you try doing?
Biggest mistake.
10.
It will be done. I will do my duty. Indeed.
I know what is to come. Farewell. Was that you? Or... Ah! Cover me! On it! What an unfortunate turn of fate.
Let's get to it.
Yet iron knows no pain.
Suits my purposes. Nothing I can't do.
I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it.
Show me what you've got.
Is a reward. We function as one. Advancing. Request approved.
Yeah.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time. At your beck and call. It will be done. At your beck and call.
There is movement in the Empyrean. Anything else?
Battlefields are always drowned in scarlet. Isn't this a job for the serfs? Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Running by now. My vow is to serve.
Help me, Lord Captain!
Already done. Suits my purposes. Not a problem for me.
Rejoice in battle! As the Emperor commands, I act. Guided by faith! This is unacceptable. I'll do it.
Here we go.
No.
As the tactical imperative dictates,
I'm in the middle of a fight. I'm not.
the scriptural
You under the keel for that?
request approved.
Let's get to it.
Oh, then they got guys
Let's
now.
make it quick.
Let's get to it. How'd you like this?
Oh shit! I completely missed the guy that I sent him over here to
My place is at the fort.
kill. Whoops.
I will do my duty. At your beck and call.
There we go.
Look,
I
knight.
tire of idleness. Let's move. I won't tolerate weakness.
Never heard of him. You talking about the Korean dude? Okay.
Victory awaits.
Give me a second. I just needed to pick stuff up. I'm gonna save here. Nope. Alright, there we go.